I'm gonna leave it over to you, Zen, to start this off. It's I don't think that I'm gonna be able to cast through my excitement in this first push.
All right, we are loaded in, all players inside of the lobby at this point. We have, there it is, all four finally from the side of New York, and New York gonna be starting on the good side of this map. Let's get into it. Everybody from Cleveland gonna go ahead and hit this P1, and they're gonna get the early time. Alex picks up the kill from the island, but quickly Saucy and Tab trade onto 2. Tans is pushing in. Saucy finds his second, and Tans picks up the last. New York in full control to start off the map.
New York in full control, and they also have control spawns as well after they get in full control, right? So number 7 on your screen is likely just, you know, seeing if players start to push out some of these spawns. Saucy with a huge 2-piece, 3 down for the side of Cleveland Misfires. The spawn's still maintained on the side of the New York Subpar as contestants do come through on the hill. And now with 20 seconds left here, you'd anticipate that Cleveland will make more of a coordinated effort to push out these spawns. They haven't really done so far, but with that 2-piece from Alex M, you see number 1 and number 4 on your screen. They're trying to do just that. There's really only one player to beat here on this backside of things, and he is taken out. You anticipate here spawns are now split. I believe number 2, yes, number 2 on your screen, that's going to be Bentley. He did come out of those better spawns in back jungle as number 1, and Prufio does so as well. And so just as New York had the control early on, it looks like the control for the P2 side of things, especially with Bentley, with that 2-piece, is going to be on the side of the Cleveland Misfire.
Yeah, and if New York wanna come out and win this, they're gonna have to make cleaner rotations than that. That was just an excellent break out of Cleveland. The kill feed was all red. It's still red as Alex picks up a second and a third as Tans finally catches the trade. But Tans isn't done. He finds a second. He's breaking onto the hard point, but the trades are there. No one's in the time for 20 seconds, but eventually New York will get the scrap. Bentley going to contest it, but Cleveland's already set up for the rotation, and Bentley might get the scrap for him as well. And look at these hot starts that we're seeing. Alex M 10-4, and we're only through the second hill. Look at this rotation that we're seeing right now. Players from New York spawning all the way out behind P2. Cleveland have got P3 secure as Prufio finds 2. Alex M picks up a third, and all the players from New York are spawning out.
And Bentley, for a moment there, was getting bad spawns. He was actually spawning back jungle, but that quickly was shut down with the amount of pressure and just hold that the Cleveland Misfire have on this P3, and it has not been contested yet by the side of the New York Subpar, as Alex on another 3-piece, 2 headshots for the intro push. He's likely going to be working towards some of these streaks in players' life. As I said, that Eagle does take him out, Prufio with the trade, and so still with Saucy being the last up to get this contestation, taps as well by Mustang. 20 seconds to go. We do see number 7 on your screen who's trying to sneak around and get the better spawns, and he's likely going to at least allow for a split coming through, but 2 players are starting to collapse. Number 1 and number 3. 3 has given up that positioning, and that pinch trade coming through for the side of the New York Subpar. And just like that, look at the map control and the dominance on this back jungle spot as Taps takes out the only remaining player in this P4 hill. And just like that, they are starting to mount their comeback as their hold is solid here as we head into this P4.
Yeah, and Alex has only done better, 17-7, but finally, some semblance of map control for the New York as Taps finds 2 in front of the hill, but look at the spawns. Now they know Cleveland are spawning in the back on the laundry side, but Tan's gonna find that entry kill. Something's gotta happen for Cleveland here. They don't want to give up this next 30. If they give up this next 30, this is practically an even game as Tans flies out and picks up 1, but quickly moves away before he can get traded. And now with 20 seconds left, you already got 1 player looking towards the rotate, but look at Cleveland as they break in, they find 3, but Saucy's gonna hold on to it. New York Subpar gonna all spawn up, and we've got ourselves a game, folks.
Absolutely. You start to see this retake here for P5 coming through. Number 7 on your screen is going to get top right in that circle. He's going to try to look over into hill. Number 4 last alive on that pillar does get taken out. And so just like that, a split in spawns coming through. Number 6 is looking to pick up the remaining scrap as number 2 and 5 and 8 as well. Getting some of this like cross gunfight happening here in mid. P5 being typically a scrappy hill as we've seen in the past on stream. It looks like it's kind of actually allowing for players to get pretty solid holds these last few weeks as Alice, another 2-piece, doesn't do enough to stay alive, and majority of this time going the way of the New York Subpar, they were down by nearly 100 points leading into that P4, and they've mounted a comeback on both of these hills, and they're just shy of tying it up heading into the second rotation of hills.
And that's just a great hold from New York right there, covering all the lanes. They got to play a ring, but eventually he's going to get taken down. Now those players from the inside the hill and water steps going to start looking over towards that P1. But look for Cleveland's set up. They're already on the new hill. And it looks like New York are going to look to go ahead and push through this kitchen side, get a control of these P2 spawns, and make a break from the back. The Prufio was standing in the way. Tap says not going to happen. He breaks through, and now it's turning the attention. We've got a little bit of a pinch here. Alex is going to go down. The nade flies through him. Two players going to go down from Cleveland now. Checo's on the hill. He's the only one. He's going to get taken down by Saucy. The full control going the way of New York Subpar right now. Two are going to get traded out. It's a 2v2. Spawns are on the reflip. We got one player on pillars. He's going to find one. Taps finds the second before Prufio is in for the trade. He kind of almost gets that kill, but Eagle picks up two. They are into the hill. This is a match to remember. Score is practically even, and this hill is anything but over.
And huge gunfight going down in kitchen now between number 2 and number 8 on our screen. 2 does pick it up, and he does have some additional help here. And Bentley, that is going to be the player who we're discussing with Prufio, the secondary support coming through for this P2 hill. They are maintaining spawns as players do rotate to this backside of jungle and backside of this planter kind of cutout area of kitchen. The side of the New York Subpar now forced to retake, but they've been so efficient in doing so these last few hills. I'm not concerned by any means that they will not be able to do so again, although the Cleveland Misfires managed to get nearly a full 60 on this P hill in first rotation.
Yeah, and look at that beautiful pinch, but Bentley finds two. He's not going to find a third. Taps. He's going to break on the hill, finds the second on the Prufio, and now they know where the push is coming from. It's coming from the front. Taps gets a kill with a 1911. That might be a little bit tricky to start thinking about. But Checo going to fly in the hill. They're going to play it anyway. Checo finds one, but Saucy finds three. Alex M for the trade. And with that, Cleveland are spawning up on the new point, or on the old point rather, and New York Subpar have control of this hill. They have control of the rotation for about a couple seconds, but here comes the first wave, this half push from Cleveland.
Right, and as compared to the first rotation of hills, New York with an early hold on this P3, now forced to defend off of these pushes, and Chico just pushing himself straight through mid, and Zig hasn't been traded out yet as players are coming off spawn, and he takes out another out of AC. So far, so good for the side of the New York Subpar. Only 5 seconds away now from tying things up, and I do want to point out briefly the individual plays coming out of the side of Alex M with the number of multi-kills that he has had, sitting at 27 and 20. He is on the opposing side. Saucy in that role, also doing a good job as staying positive for the team. We with 20 seconds to go, we do see the early setup going the way of the New York Subpar, and this is just back and forth with spawns and control.
Yeah, and look at this rotation now. We talked about the fundamentals. New York Subpar showing them out right now. First on this rotation to this money hill that they held for 60 last time, and here comes the push from the back. Alex M rips him off the head. Prufio flies forward. He gets taken down. Taps finds the second, but Bentley's here for the trade. He challenges Saucy, picks up the second, but the spawns are right there. It's going to be hard to break, but there's the spawn out. Saucy going to be in Narnia as Bentley challenges, doesn't find the kill, but Prufio's there. Prufio's there! As he finds a second. Taps on the pinch now as he finds two of his own. And right now, this is about as scrappy as a P4 as you're ever going to get.
Absolutely scrappy it goes, as Chico, the only one up, as well as number 4 and Alex, last alive to make something happen, drops as well. Taps is on a 5-kill streak with 20 seconds left on this hill. New York got a majority of this P5 in mid, but the Cleveland Misfires are going to have this early setup as they're anticipating now for players in the New York Subpar to start to rotate to this P5 hill. They are not going to contest this scrap, and New York is only going to be around 12 points away from winning this game.
Yeah, we've seen crazier things happen, but Prufio, he finds one before he gets taken down, but the setup is in for Cleveland now. Alex finds one, Bentley finds another, and that's going to be the first push cleared, but they got to withstand this for at least another 30 if they want to win this game. Both teams can win here at this point in time. The push is starting to develop, and Eagle picks up a good first kill to break in. Saucy finds the second entry. He's going to challenge, but Bentley wins that one. Bentley finds his second. One more player on the hill. That's Checo. It's a 1v1. He's playing his life. There's the help from Prufio. We've got a tie game, folks. Saucy goes for the chow, but he gets taken down. Taps, he finds one, but it's a 3v3. Pinch is coming in from water. Two players go down. Tans is the last. Profio finds a second. Last player has to slide in. Is he even going to get there? He's not going to be able to. Cleveland Misfires from the stranglehold of defeat managed to pull that one out and win map 1.
This is the gold chumps we all were waiting for this season. This is what I'm anticipating is going to come down to. These maps are going to come down to for the rest of the evening.
Cleveland, they had those 3 pieces that were happening every single time from Alex, and so their slaying power was just there. New York Subpar played the fundamentals really, really well, and so we know that Cleveland, they can lose S&Ds, and they have lost S&Ds quite a bit. We're looking for New York to go ahead and exploit that weakness, but here comes the 3 hit from A side. 2 players from New York already up over there. Shots are starting to find their way through. A challenge comes through as Tap finds one. The trades are incoming. Tans finds ones of his own, and that bait and switch was perfect as Taps finds a second. And now Bentley, he's left in a 1v3. Not much here to do as Tans, the sub duo, picks up all 4. And what a great round for the New York Subpar.
What this is going to come down to are these key first bloods on either side, frankly. This map, certainly both teams doing what they can to kind of start to reset the pacing being for this search. And as we switch sides, the New York Subpar are going to be up 1-0. And if we could stay on board, yeah, I do want to stay on board with Prufio. I think that we're going to see the intro positioning here on this likely the A, maybe statute heady, if I'm not mistaken, or it looks like maybe brick side of things here, as he does start to get this quick positioning, being a aggressive sub player that he is, getting as much information as he can, sees the head of Taps. Taps manages to avoid all shots as Prufio backs up and places life. A smart move here as neither team wants to give up this first blood. Prufio with some information there as he makes players weak. Tans does get taken out, and so just like that, Prufio knows that so far he's seen 2 players, Alex them with one of his own. This is going to be a difficult retake now for the side of the New York Subpar, as it is now a 2 versus 4 in life difference. And just look at that setup. The side of Cleveland Misfires, you're number 2 on your screen, and Bentley, he's just watching to see if these players rotate through mid here. Number 6 and Saucy's going to try to do that, or at least get a pick. And really, in order to retake here and possibly, rotate for this B push, they do need to get some of these picks. As Bentley gets the information that he's looking for, backs up and plays his life, and is just waiting for the rotation of his team to come through, as it looks like Prufio and Alex are still expecting a push on this A bomb, as bomb does start to rotate over this B side. Number 3 does see a player push out of mid. He's going to rotate into this B side of apartments, as now you start to see players on the side of the Cleveland Misfires collapsing, as it is now a 1 versus 3, and look at all the pinch coming through. No time to plant the bomb as time runs out. Misfires do take that round.
Yeah, that was quite the round. A very slow push from Subpar. Almost kind of worked out in the end if they just had a little bit more time. Might have gotten the bomb down, not being so rushed, made sure they cleared all their angles. But 2 rounds, 2 defensive wins, about par for the course for what we typically see in S&D. It's really going to be the first team that manages to take an offense and maintain that lead. 2 back-to-back rounds could be the difference maker in this matchup, and right now it looks like we've got a pretty much a 4 hit right down the middle. That player Saucy, he's going to be able to see him. He's going to find the first blood onto Alex, but he's not going to be able to get away. Bentley finds the trade, so now we're back into a 3v3. Eagle's there, but he's traded out, and we're looking at a pinstriped kill feed so far. Taps almost gets that kill, but unfortunately Bentley just manages to slide away. So now in a 2v2, it's going to slow up a little bit. Teams, they got a minute on the clock. All New York has to do is just play the time, make sure they don't get this bomb plan off. But Cleveland, they have to make sure that they're checking all their angles, checking all their corners, and make a decision about where they want to hit. We might see him meet up here in the gold area between Tans and Bentley, and we will. The shot punch comes through, and Bentley finds that huge kill. And here comes the rotation over towards A. Prufio and Bentley in a 2v1. They got 30 seconds to get over there and get this bomb down.
And number 5 of Tans is still anticipating a B play as he's still on that side. This looks like a free plan at this point. He needs to be going up this Esky side of things, and he does just that. And does he get the timing on Prufio? He does. Regularize player on the bomb, and he gets a second. A huge 1 versus 2 out of taps.
Yeah, and that was absolutely massive. We're keeping on trucking with the same defensive round wins, as this is just a beautiful play from Taps. He runs up Eskies, finds Prufio, he takes that challenge and wins the gunfight, and great awareness to just go ahead and challenge the guy on bomb. What a great play there out of Taps. And honestly, these rounds are close or blowouts at this point. And right now, this is looking to be a very, very solid map to S&D. We're going to go ahead, and it looks like New York are going to go ahead and push on to this B side of the map. However, Cleveland set up for this A push, but nobody there, no stuns thrown, no intel gathered. They're going to start to rotate over, and you can tell this is very, very calculated. They got the info. Prufio pushed a mid. He has to know that they're street. Here comes the push. Bentley finds one on that entry player in through the window. So now a 3v4. Alex finds one on the street. It's going to be a 2v4 for Saucy and Tans, the duo. Nades are coming through, the shots through the wall, and Tans has to pull a miracle out of his hat for this round to go his way.
He is not able to do so. I want to make a point to mention that this spot that Alex is in is, you don't see a lot of people set up in this capacity, but what this did for the side of Cleveland Misfires is establish a lane protected on this B street push that, you know, typically we see players stacking on the A bomb, but for them to have a preference on that B side, you saw just there in the kill cam, allowed for 2 players to drop on New York. And, you know, as we start to head into this round 5, bomb is going to be with the sub player on the side of Cleveland Misfires, and Prufio taps with a cheeky little prone down, and Prufio with a pre-fire taps again with a 2-piece.
Yeah,
and he's pushing out this adrenaline. He hears a player behind him. He gets a 3rd in Bentley as well. And the 4th is going to be Brickside. Does he get the 4th? Alex, get him! Oh, he's not able to get the 4th. And now a 1v1 situation for Eagle versus Alex. Both players with that long range ability here on this brick side. Alex managed to grab the bomb and get out without getting touched. He is going to repeat this challenge. He is able to take out Eagle. So even after a huge 3-piece out of the side of Taps, they still are going to lose this round. And hopefully we see all 3 here in this kill cam.
Yeah, and Taps picked up these 3. That was just an absolutely massive 3-piece. I don't know how. But there were 2 early picks, and then Alex was able to find the 1v1 versus Taps, and then on to Eagle. And honestly, I have to respect the chow out of Taps. You know, the smarter play might have been to run back to your teammate, but when you pop 3, you're just gonna chow. It's just how you're gonna do it. But unfortunately, he does get taken down. He tried to play his life, and then Alex had a great snap there onto Eagle to close out that round. And that's going to be our first offensive round victory as we head now into round number 6. Cleveland looking to win another defensive round to go up 4-2, and it looks like they've made the hard read that this is going to be an A push. Players are coming through Eskies. Alex finds 2, but doesn't get the kills, but there is a team kill now, so it's a 3v2, 3v1. That team kill really came out to hurt him, as the A push just gets shut down immediately, and Cleveland Misfires go up 4-2.
And these are the momentum kind of shifts that we want to see out of these teams, right? To go up 2 rounds in a search is a much higher margin for that team that's ahead. There is less there's more room for error, I'd say, now at this point for the side of Cleveland Misfire. They can afford to drop one round, and it will not really impact them to the extent that New York dropping an additional round will feel like for that side. And again, as Cleveland had success in the round previously, they are deciding to take this A push again, as number 2 is still watching this gold side of mid and Bentley. Nobody has dropped from either side as players certainly hear each other as everyone's sprinting around. Tans manages to get the one off of Top Esky. 2 versus 2 now as Alex with a 2-piece of his own and Bentley with the third. And now it is a 1 versus 3 situation for the side of Eagle, which frankly in a slow start here heading into this round, it manages to get away with his life, but now players know exactly where he is. And I anticipate at this point there's going to be a bomb plant out of number 2 and Bentley, and he's doing just that as Eagle is attempting now to retake through this lobby side of things, and he does manage to take out Alex. And just like that, we're in a 1v1. And as Bentley starts to pursue Eagle with a quick decision to wrap through mid, he's still distracting Bentley here. And now Bentley's turned around. He knows timing is likely that his player's wrapped, and he doesn't get the time, does not see the player. I want to see a ninja here. I don't know if he's going to try it. Oh, he doesn't get the bomb heading, and Eagle with a huge 1 versus 2 defuse to just keep New York in contention for this surge.
Yeah, and that's a huge round win for Eagle to take there, the 1v2. That was almost a for sure round with the first 2 picks going the way of New York, but then Alex pops a crazy 2-piece to get some help with Bentley, and then he's forced in the 1v3, and this is a round you were supposed to win, now looking very, very tough, but he manages to pull that out, and that is probably the most critical round one we've seen up to this point. And we're looking at stats. Taps is going absolutely massive right now for New York, and same for Alex. These 2 players are just battling it out right now, and it's really just coming down to who is supporting their star player most at this point. But now, talking about this round, we've got a quite spread of a push. The first gunfight goes down the middle as Bentley's going to take that one. He re-peeks and finds the second with some help. Alex finds the third. And Eagle, he found the 1v2 last round, but I don't even know if he's possible for him to find this 1v4. Info's there. Shots coming through. 38 health. He's going to get challenged. Nades are coming through. That's just a textbook round right there.
Absolutely. And for me, it's going to come down to how efficiently the Cleveland Misfire have been able to set up these power positions all map long. Bentley, this 2-piece here, huge for that shift, manages to immediately set up aim down sight gold hallway with the first player, the second one challenging, and gets the read on that as well. These first bloods, like we were saying, huge for these round. And, as we head into this round 9, Cleveland now within map point, New York fighting back to prevent dropping a second map here in the series. And looks like New York has the information on 2, and Eagle takes out Alex as, whoa, Prufio does get the upper hand, and I thought that Eagle would also get that. Prufio with the second beam. Saucy's using an AR as well, if I'm not mistaken, against Prufio there. That's a wild gunfight to win. Bentley, the timing does not work in his favor as Taps gets one and runs away. It is now a 2 versus 2. Players do know that they are back on this B side as Bomb is now down. Chico forced to win a 1 versus 2. Tans with some shots to them. They have the information they need. They know Bomb is down. Taps manages to close it out. And a round 10 with 1 round in favor of the Cleveland Misfire, a 5-4 spread.
Yeah, and even after this nasty 2-piece out of Prufio, he's somehow winning this gunfight. I know this heady is pretty ridiculous on the globe, but New York managed to clutch it up. They're not going down without a fight in this S&D. And we are heading into our round 10. New York going to be on the offense. This is kind of where they struggled. We talked about how the one team that finds their first offense is going to maintain that lead more than likely, and that's exactly what Cleveland has done. They found that first offensive victory, and they managed to hold it throughout these rounds. Now New York have to respond with an offensive victory of their own, and it looks like they're just going to head bash at A. Prufio finds one on Saucy. That's per usual. The challenges are coming through, though. Taps finds one of his own. The guy has 11 kills. Eagle helps him out. Tans finds another pick in the middle of the map. Alex gets so much aim assist that he can't aim and kill a player. And now we're heading to a round 11.
Round 11 hypes in chat. You're right, Alex forced into a 1 versus 3, but at that point where all players are stacked in a same position, you're getting aim assists from 2 or 3 different players at a time. That makes things a lot more difficult. And, the defensive side going to the Cleveland Misfires, who frankly had just dropped 2 rounds in a row, and so it's anybody's game as we head into this round 11. We are going to be on board with Prufio on this defensive side of things. He has managed to get the early map control for his team in this aggressive sub-dominant role he does play, waiting to see if these players push through Eski. As both teams, Alex M, as I say that, manages to get a huge first blood, as there's been no rotation from either team now, and really everybody is playing to this A side, and Tan's on our screen, the only one for the side of the New York Subpar to work his way mid as Bentley takes him out. So now 2 down on the side of the New York Subpar, just like that, with bomb down at Eski. Saucy doing what he can to be a distraction and get some bullets in these players. Prufio knows he's one shot. Eagle pushed up bricks, trying to force an interaction here with number 3 on our screen as he gets taken out as well. And now Saucy in a 1 versus 4. He's playing the smart. He's backing up, forcing players to push him. Takes out one in Prufio. Chico close behind in bricks. It looks like number 2 is set up for this push. Chico's one gets traded. Oh, man. He could have made something happen there, I think, if he didn't push out of stairs, but not going to happen this time around, as the Cleveland Misfires take map 2 and go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and that was just a textbook round of them randomly selected mixed roster. This is it. You got to go hard. You got to give it your all, or else you're going to be done for the season. And as we're going to start, Cleveland are on the offense, New York on the defense, and we're already going to go ahead and see that fast A push. 2 players are here from New York. CHUMPS is going to lay down some shots. We're already seeing the rotation through the middle of the map. Bentley finds one. Saucy trades, but Prufio and Alex find one of their own. 1 player left. That's going to be Eagle. He finds Prufio, but he's traded out. Spawns are coming through now for New York, and they've already got a tick and a half on this A zone for Cleveland, and they've already got players pushing through middle and onto B.
And the kill feed scrappy, as actually the kills, majority of which in this back to forth kind of series of shots here, do go the way of the New York Subpar, as you can start to see these very key gunfights in a Prufio 2-piece mid. 3 dead for the side of the Cleveland, for the New York Subpar. We see number 3 on our screen, this really cheeky cutout position here in spawn. Prufy set up now for a spawn trap of the New York Subpar. He knows that if he plays this close enough, he can catch these players coming off spawn, as the life advantage for the time being is going to go the side of the Cleveland Misfires. 22-19 Prufio on a 4 streak as he drops. And just like that, Cleveland manages to put some progress on this B point, and 2 ticks are going to come through for them, as Tan's at a huge shuts down the progress. Tan's a 5 streak of his own as A gets captured. Tans, I'd like to see him work for some of his streaks here. They're going to be huge later on in the series, as he's about halfway to that artillery. This so far has been a pretty dominant offense for Cleveland Misfire.
Yeah, and Checo, he's in the middle. He's helping out Prufio in this area. But Tans, he comes through. He finds a 6 on his streak. Bentley's up top. Here comes the pinch from Prufio as Tans will go down, shutting down the streaks. Eagle's up there, but Prufio uses his sub-looking AR, challenge him on the cutout. And he's going to win that gunfight. But look at Taps, positioned in that top apartment area. That's going to be so huge. Tans finds one, Saucy finds another, but the trades are quickly through, and they're heading now through water steps, and players are coming to meet them. Alex is there. The trade comes through for Taps, and he's still playing this crucial power spot. Bentley goes for the challenge in kitchen, but he gets taken down. And now the push, it's about even. Taps finding more kills off of spawn. He's on a 4 streak of his own. Prufio 8-3, the main benefactor, as he gets stuck by an unfortunate nade. And 10-7 life count favoring the subpar, but doesn't really mean much. If a wave goes down, 4 dead on New York, all these players from Cleveland could hop on and win this round just like that. And Taps finds 2. That might be close to the dagger.
A huge 2-piece here as he's just put, as you said, the dagger into this New York Subpar I'm sorry, these Cleveland Misfire roster. And as we say that, only one life remains. Bentley doing what he can to stay alive. He has one more push of players to defend off. And if I were on the New York Subpar, I would force Bentley to push the hill as he is now. One more left. Tans better get this trade, and he does do just that. And as we, start to think forward to a potential round 5, we do see the Cleveland Misfires are going to be up 4 ticks on this this first round of control.
Yeah, and that was overall a relatively decent performance for the offensive for the Cleveland Misfires and Bentley. That was a valiant effort, I gotta give it to the guy, but 1v7, that's always gonna be a tough thing to clutch up. But think about how close that round was, and then you have to look at the stats. Checo, he's starting off a little bit slow, 0-8, but I've been in that position as well.
Yes,
It's okay.
Yes,
Yes. Your team is helping you a lot. You almost won the first round. If you can just help your team out just a little bit more, you don't even have to go full positive. You can easily win this map, and it looks like Checo's just holding this cross for his team, doing his job. 2 players have gone down, make it a third, the spawns are up, and right now it's just a clean wipe for all of Cleveland as Rufio. He just uses his Diamati. He's going to find that kill, and all players from New York are off of respawn. Taps is going to find the entry kill, and they're looking to head on to this 8 point. 3 life advantage for the side of Cleveland, but New York on at that point. Alex finds one, trying to break back on. Checo finds the kill, and that's going to start clearing off the A zone as soon as they hop on it. And all players looking to group up and form a push from New York.
Absolutely, and a huge D-tick on the side of the Cleveland Misfires as these players start to flood in now for this 8 point. A stack is coming through as 3 are down. A full 3-player stack is coming through for New York. You'd anticipate that at this point, they're going to get this A position easily. Checo doing what he can to clean up some of these players coming off rotations, as number 7 on your screen spawning on the top of your map is going to be the first one to maybe potentially break into this B point, as no players on the side of Cleveland are actually on that side of the map. As we say that, number 2 and 1 are spawning basketball, and both players are going to be facing a full flood of New York Subpar. Prufio gets stuck again, second time on this map, as 2 players drop. 3 now beside New York Subpar. If they can get this stack here, 4 players are in the positioning to do just that, and 2 ticks are through a third. Cleveland has to force this with all they can as a contestant comes through. Chico going off huge at basketball, he gets taken out as well. Tans last alive for the side of New York Subpar, gets taken out as well as Prufio. Huge kill in a 1v1 on that side of Tiki. I'm getting stressed here. Eagle with a huge 2 of his own and another 3 dead. This is how they broke it originally. The stack coming through, and they're certainly going to cap this point as New York with a huge offensive win, getting the full 6 ticks for this side.
Yeah, and we talk about plays that can happen on control. New York break onto B, then they get cleared off of it by Cleveland with some great plays and trades. They respawn up, and then they do it all over again, but this time they only have 1 tick to go, and so that was practically the guaranteed round win there. But man, New York are showing out right now on this control. They are shutting down the crucial players, and you look at these stat lines, and the main one that sticks out to me is Tans, going toe-to-toe with practically everybody that he needs to help his team secure this map win. They're up 2-0, but it's not over until that scoreline reaches 3. Taps finds 1, but he's quickly traded out on pillars as the mid-map pressure is coming through for New York. They're trying to hold these cuts for both B and A. Tans and Eagle find 1, Alex gets the trade, and now the push is going to have to slow down a little bit as the pressure is mounting on top of Cleveland from New York.
And a huge 2 kills going the way of Cleveland as trades are also coming through. Really no time and no ticks yet on the side of Cleveland Misfire. This offense as Prufio is taken out. There are a couple of players still stacked on this 8 point as 1 tick of progress does come through, a second in the wings. As both players actually on this 8 point get taken out, and so this spot will be D-ticked as players are spawning on this B side. Number 1 and 2 and 4 now on your screen are going to be pushing out this B.7, the first to defend on this push. Eagle gets one and calls out the second, likely getting some help from his teammate as he does all the work himself, and D takes the point. Bentley with a huge trade, it gets taken out as well. And so right now, with life advantage on the side of the New York Subpar is a +3, that really is pretty back and forth here. It's scrappy.
Yeah, and New York have just done such a great job of holding and maintaining these cuts despite the map pressure that Cleveland's able to bring. Bentley finds 2, and Prufio finds 1 in the back, and now this push is finally succeeding. They finally broke it through on A, but they've got a player in. Taps is finessing, and he finds the second, but he's traded. So now Alex came back on the point. He's the only one there, so that tick is going to go very slow, and he's going to get taken down. Prufio is in the spawn, and he's spawning all of those New York players over at the B site. Well done on that job. He's holding the back. No one from New York is going to be able to get here to stop this capture. So now you're going to have about a minute on the clock. You've got lives even. You got to slow down and make sure that you play this right. Bentley finds the opening pick through kitchen. And this push is starting to mounting in the back. So players are going to start spawning in that basketball area, and great positioning from New York. They're holding the steps. They're holding top bedroom. Taps finds the second, but Alex is in for the trade. The push still coming from the back, but Saucy's there as well. The spawns are still there. Players from Cleveland are spawning out on that art side. Lives are about even, and they're missing one player on the back. It's Checo. He's waiting to spring the trap. Tans finds one, Taps finds another, and finally Checo's starting to make some noise. What is this gunfight that's happening as Prufio starts to win it? Saucy picks up 1 though, and this could not be any closer. 3 life difference, 4 life difference now. As Prufio slides out, he gets taken down. No respawns remaining now for Cleveland. The positioning from New York is just too solid. One player in apartment finds one that's going to be Eagle. Alex is out of commission. Make it Prufio. That duo is gone. Checo getting naded, and Taps closes out the round.
A beautiful round by the side of New York, managing to close out this map. A lot of those really long sights for these sub players, and but frankly, the ARs on both squads have been really showing up for their team tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're going to go ahead and get into it. This is the map 4. Down 2-0. New York are looking to make it happen, and that's a great start. Tans finds a stick. Eagle finds 1. The push is aggressive as Tans finds a second. Now, they've got the map control. They're making sure they block spawns, but here comes Prufio. Prufio slides in, finds 1, but Taps is there for the trade. Hagel finds 1 on the push-up. And now we're looking to push into that back spawn. We're looking to break that P2 setup. Tans finds 1 in the back. He slides out and finds Prufio. And now he's going to get cut in the cross. Checo preventing that push. But now you got to look. Parallel spawns happening. P5 and Graffiti both happening at the same time. You got Eagle in the back with Checo. That gunfight is so important, especially with 10 seconds left on the clock. Taps is just looking to contest. He doesn't want any time to come through for the side of Cleveland. And at this point, once this kill goes through onto Checo, if they manage to find him, they're looking all over the place, but this guy's just hiding. If they find him, the spawns will be secured, but he's back there. No one's even looking at him. He's finally going to get seen cut down. But now, it might be too late. The push is already coming through from Prufio, but he gets taken down. Bentley, actually. And Prufio, Taps sees him, but doesn't find the kill. And Prufio is just finessing his life. And finally, we have some semblance of true control in these back P2 spawns.
Yeah, man, this P1 surprisingly was a lot less scrappy as Tans with a 3-piece, well, a 5-kill streak. But that P1 was not by any means what we anticipate out of that first hill. Usually it is a lot more scrappy and contested, but the majority of that time, nearly 35-40 seconds, going the way of the New York Subpar, and New York manages to get these spawns necessary to get effective holds here in this P2, and they're going to go up 80 points off the start, 85, because they're going to get the scrap. As player number 8 on your screen, Taps is doing what he can to force some positive spawns for the New York Subpar on this plane with a 2-piece, and now 3 dead for New York as number 6 is getting the early time on this hill. 8 knows, gets the information for these players spawning up back of P5 of the Graffiti side of things as a contestant does come through, and nearly 100 points to 6 after 3 hills. And what's happening?
I don't even know. This might be on the start of something special for New York as they are just finding all the kills, and look who it is leading the way once again. It's Tans. The guy popped off of the control, and now he's dominating throughout this freaking hard point. I can't cuss on stream. And now, as we're heading into this, finally, some semblance of pressure from the Cleveland Misfires, but that's quickly swept under the rug as Eagle finds the kills. He's going to find another one onto Bentley. And look at this. They have the scrap time. They have the rotation to P4. The spawns are in Narnia on P5. The pressure's in. Prufio finds one, but all players from New York are there. The split spawns might be the thing that breaks them here, but Tans is doing so well to play his life inside. Alex finds one, Prufio finds two, and finally, a kill feed dominated by the Cleveland Misfires.
And this is exactly what they need, is now you see the players of New York spawning in this P2 side, and so not only do they have the hill time for this P4, they're also in an excellent position to maintain these P5 spawns. But as I say that, look at number 7 on your... He's just cheekily forcing around the outskirts. Number 3, fortunately, does notice him and picks him up as Taps is doing what he can to push these out. 5 and 6 as well. Not only do they have one player still on the time, but they had the second pushed out, as unfortunately it is not enough. The spawns for New York are going through this P side, and so the Cleveland Misfire in a better position as we rotate to P5 to get this hill. And this P5 hill, more than any other map in the rotation for me, is going to be the most difficult hill for New York to break. But the way that they've been playing this evening, those retakes have been done so efficiently, and I can only imagine that they're going to be doing the same here for this hill.
Yeah, definitely. As the contest is coming in now, Saucy finds Alex for the 2-piece. They're on the hill now, but they don't quite have the spawn pressure. Bentley finds one in green. He's starting to push out. The contest is going to come through now. Bentley going to get taken down by Saucy, though. They've got the pressure on the hill now. Eagle just has to stay alive. There's 30 seconds left, and you don't want to chalk. What is that challenge? Prufio manages to live through it. He's going to find the kill. 17-10, pulling his team through this one. And right now, all the pressure is on the side of New York now. You gotta get set up for this P1. You could scrap that 15 from P5. It's not important anymore. You gotta hold on to this P1 and this P2 spawns that you were so dominant in the first rotation. Checo goes in, but he's gonna get taken down. Prufio's holding on to the scrap. And now we're focusing towards this P1. Cleveland have brought it back a little bit. Only a 70-point difference as Billy finds one and Prufio finds a nice gunfight win. Eagle's still on the hill supporting. He's gonna find a second one, and now the spawn's still there for the subpar, but Cleveland are holding on to the point.
Absolutely, and Prufio currently on a 6-kill streak. We need to see some more life out of him here, as he is going to be the difference maker as we rotate through maybe some of these like P5 and P4 on the next rotation for those streaks. He is so close to earning those, as he's Saucy challenging him as playing. Information comes out. And does he get... There's 2 there. Oh, unfortunately not able to close out the second, but he does earn the artillery. And so as long as the Misfires can hold on here in these next rotations, they are going to be able to use those streaks, I imagine, later on in that P5 hill. And as we say that, just as the first map was so volatile on the hard point, the Cleveland Misfire only one rotation and retake of this P2 away from tying it up. But as we say that, you know, New York with the early lead, and Tans going off huge in maintaining those spawns. Your team Taps as well on the hill with one of his own. Eagle is spawning out that P4 though, and it looks like the side of the Cleveland Misfire are going to be spawning them down on P2, as this huge gunfight going down tube does go the way of the New York Subpar, and they are just continuing to slay and continuing to maintain these P2 spawns as they did for the first rotation of hills. This is nearly again going to be a full 60, and it does not look like Cleveland is electing to retake here. Actually, as we say that, they are pushing up with 2 down. They know there's 2 in the hill. Saucy with a 2-piece of his own. Bentley knows where he's at. Saucy able to get the trade, and just like that, a 200-point break with 10 seconds of scrap left to go, and the Cleveland Misfire are set up on the better side for these next 3 hills for the time being, are going to also get the early setup in time on this P3.
Yeah, and realistically, we want to talk about huge kills. Tans and Taps went absolutely massive for that P2. If they lose those gunfight wins, then they end up losing those spawns, and this is about an even game for Cleveland. But now, because of those points, this is an absolutely dominant map from the New York Subpar, as they are just catching all these kills. Tans is throwing nades everywhere. He almost wins that gunfight, but Taps is there for the trade. Eagle finds one. The spawns are on the P5 side of the map now. Prufio and Alex both find their kills to break, but Taps is sealing down the point. He finds one. Alex slides in, finds the kill, but Tans is in. He finds one. Checo's there for the trade. This is about scrappy as a P3 as we've seen throughout this series. And now New York back in control. This 10 seconds is absolutely massive, and that's a huge gunfight win for Prufio as he turns around, almost finds two, but Taps is there for the kill. Bentley finds one, and that 5 seconds, that's even getting close to the dagger. But now Cleveland have regained their control. They found 3 in a row. They've gotten New York off of spawn. Here comes the streak to cut them off rotation. And now we're looking towards this 50 seconds on this hill. This could be a close game if they manage to hold all this time.
And just like that, with one more player up close to the hill, number 7, the trade needs to come through. And he's still staying alive. Eagle and Hill. Eagle huge with a 3-piece, keeping the positions and spawns in the favor of New York. And as we see that, all players drop. Tans last alive now to contest for this time as he is now getting flooded. Cleveland retakes, and they also have spawns for P4. They are still in this.
Yeah, 3-piece after 3-piece coming through as Prufio finds a kill. He's looking to get traded, but they've got the pressure on. It's 12 seconds left. You gotta rotate, but who's there first? Cleveland focused so much on this P4 that New York already at the P5. This is gonna be an absolute bloodbath, but 2 go down from New York. The plane control is gonna be lost. All players from New York are off spawn, and Cleveland are in full control of this rotation, and Prufio going on a long flank. He finds 2. He's behind Tans as well, but Tans is going to take him down. New York are still spawning out. Eventually, Saucy's going to find that kill, though. Tans is sliding onto the point, just barely still alive. Not going to find anything as Alex finds 2. This is an absolutely massive hill. Cleveland have to hold on to every second to make this work.
Every second counts here as they need to play perfect Call of Duty for the rest of the series and this map. And as we say that, the retake again on this P5 coming through for New York as Prufio gets taken out by Saucy. Really the last person in contention for this time as all players dropping, and New York
Send it to a map 5.
Send it to a map 5 they do, and we are heading into a raid search and destroy, which is New York's pick for the series.
Man, oh man, what a map 4 we had right there. We started out with a 100-point lead to the Subpar. Every round counts, nothing is free. You've got to play it the right way. And right off the rip, Cleveland are going with this A push, likely going to control that top bedrooms part of the map and play the post plant heavily. You can already see a rotation flank coming through quickly from the Subpar. Eagle is going to get taken down with some great shots. Alex opens up the map with a fine first blood, but look at the control now. Alex pushes in, and he's going to find the second. The plant is going to go down now. Both players from New York stuck in the middle of the map. Taps sees the bomb, gets some shots laid into him from basketball. He is going to have to back away, and with 4 players on the site and 1 member of New York Subpar, round 1 is likely going to go the way of Cleveland Misfires.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you that Alex had no right winning that second gunfight in basketball. He's pushed up so far, but I feel like that really just speaks to how confident of a player that he has been all season, as well as previous seasons, and generally, you know, as a player in this role. All he remembered from Saucy being there was his initial shots down this lane, and he said, okay, I don't see him on the back heady. He has to be in this quarter, challenges out, and gets the kill that he needs to solidify the round for that team. A huge standout play for Alex M. As we stay on board with him, they are now defending. Alex being the only player who's going to be watching over this B point for this information. Number 3 on your screen, Prufio, has pushed out for positioning to help as he rechows and picks out this player, bottom Art. And it looks like he's just going to be a nuisance here and stay alive as well as he kind of gets taken out as well. And so for the time being, a 2 versus 3 in favor for the Cleveland Misfire, as now that they are forced New York into position to pick up this bomb on the B side and play for either a plant or maybe some kills. You know, Saucy is able to pick up the bomb, and it looks like they're electing to rotate
Mhm.
this over to the A side, as number 7 on your screen is going to be pushing out to this bottom mansion side to lead the way. But it looks like now that we've wasted some time here, Cleveland has made this read. Bentley is going to be watching this crossing the water, and it looks like they've actually given up some of this positioning. So New York should be able to push up on the map, as he is able to he is taken out as Bentley with a huge 1 versus 1. Eagle forced in a 1 versus 2 with bomb down on the bomb site with 15 seconds to go. I don't see any way that New York will be able to close this out as Eagle is taken out and Cleveland go up 2-0 in this round, this map.
Yeah, and that was a very, very hectic round, but realistically, what kind of set that in motion is there was a lot of trades at the beginning, but Cleveland was always striking first. Alex went on that flank, and he got that 1 kill, but he was traded out by Eagle. But then Alex finds another pick before he's traded out, and so then we're on the 2v2. But then Saucy goes down on water side. Cleveland regained full control, and they're going to go up 2-0 in that round with some stellar trades. Now, they're going to be on the offense, and they want to keep this pressure up. You don't want to give New York any inch, because we've seen what they can do when they get that momentum. Taps is pushing up. He's going to find the first blood on the Prufio. That's an instant kill. The trade might come, though. Bentley's right around the corner, but he's just looking like he holds mid. The timing comes through. Bentley finds that trade, and he's not going to die. That player open step went for the trade, but couldn't quite finish it off, and we might see a backup in rotation here. No, Bentley's just holding onto the flank. He's 4-0. Going for his streaks would absolutely be so crucial as Alex picks up 1 onto Tans on laundry step. Both players from New York caught in the middle now, and Alex knows their locations. Alex picks up Saucy. It's a 1v3. Eagle goes for the chow and wins that gunfight. Now a 1v2. Tom has to go down for this guy.
We just got word that Miles hopped in to show his
kidding me?
support, and as soon as you joined, it crashed. So honestly, if there's any one person to blame, it's going to be you. And
This
I hope
guy. It's always this guy, man. It's always this guy. But nonetheless, we are back into the map. Cleveland Misfires are leading 3-0. This is Game 5. New York went down 2-0 to the Cleveland Misfires, and they brought us all the way back to a map 5. And you know what they're doing? They're just giving they're giving them the 5-0 lead so they can full sail. That's obviously what's about to happen. But starting off once again, up 3-0. This is round 4. Cleveland are pushing fast onto the A site. They've pretty much got full control here besides a couple of angles, and Tans clears out the first one. And actually, the names are swished at the moment from us, as that's actually going to be Tans from New York Subpar taking on 2. And so now Alex M and Prufio, the duo for Cleveland, going to be wrapping around the back, as Alex M going to find one. Is going to find 2 actually now as Prufio finds the second. So this retake already going very, very beautifully. New York have bombed down. All they got to do is play the time, and it's looking like Alex is going to hop it. But he gets pinched out, and finally, with their first round win, New York Subpar are back in this 1-3.
And they're only 2 rounds away from done and dusted, done and dusted, done and dusted, done and dusted. I'm going to just continue to repeat that violently until the rest of the stream's over for no apparent reason, clearly. We are, the momentum now in favor of the Cleveland side of things still. It is 1-2-3, the round advantage, Cleveland Misfires, as we are on the offensive side of things for Alex with the bomb here. Let me just make sure I have that right.
Oh, Saucy finds one. He finds that quick trade. As Cleveland have broken full onto the site, they're going to get that bomb down, but there's a nice little pinch developing around the point. But Checo, he finds one. So, the trade's coming through now, and Saucy going to be in the 1v2. Great teamwork from the side of Cleveland. Trades and stay in position. And this is going to be very, very difficult for Saucy to retake. He's got a player top bedroom and a player down in the water just taking a swim. And right now, 20 seconds on the clock, you gotta make something happen, man. Saucy sees the first player up top. He's gonna get some shots, but out from the water emerging. Alex M finds the kill. And up 4-1, Cleveland go.
Yeah, and these are the rounds that we always talk about being so crucial on a search and destroy. Now, with a 3-round buffer, is the Cleveland Misfire, and they've put themselves in position to take the 3-2 victory over the New York Subpar. New York here need to be playing these intro first bloods much more efficiently in their trades as well as we head into this round 6. We are on board with Alex M for the moment, and the teams have swapped. You need to know that it looks like it is different. For us, it's I'll just stop because it's correct on stream, so everything is fine. It's going to be the first blood for the side of the it is 3 versus 3 now.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just gonna let you guys watch. You guys go watch.
Yeah, and Tans, he's just going to pick up one. He's going to find that cheeky little angle onto Prufio on top of the raid. And now it's a 2v3 for the side of Cleveland, but now 1v3 is Checo. He's looking to win this round. He sees taps, but he's going to get taken down. The trade's quick. And 4-2. We go now. Cleveland Misfires. Actually, yes, Cleveland Misfires are up 4-2 at the current moment in time. It's a little weird, but we're sticking through it. And honestly, there's got to be more performances like that round. That round was very, very dominant from the side of New York. So if they want to pull this comeback back, they're only down 2 rounds. If they can just continue to use that momentum to drive themselves through this, then we might find ourselves in round 11.
Absolutely, and this is a first blood opportunity for the side of the New York Subpar as Tans is set up on this cross on this B position, sees Prufio. Chico knows where this player is, and he's going to be watching this cross as well. Taps had so much success here early on in this Pillars side of things. He won this exact gunfight a few rounds ago, and he unfortunately loses it here as Prufio checks. And Alex M with some additional support over top Prufio. It really certainly does look like Cleveland is going to be working a B plant here as they are up in lives by 3. It is a 3 versus 4 situation for the side of the Cleveland Misfires. Has Prufio getting the map control here, and just like that, it is now a 1 versus 3 with Eagle last up, and Cleveland takes it 5-2 up against the New York Subpar in this map 5.
Yeah, and this is it. We've talked about it all series long. This is the work and dedication. 2 months of scrims, 2 months of getting to know your teammates, 2 months of pool play and league matches, and this is what it's coming down to. Down 5-2. We've seen crazier things happen. I know for a fact we've seen it on stream. I've been a part of those matches. We know it happens. It can happen. I'm not giving out hope for the Cinderella story reverse sweep. I'm not doing it. And now, Saucy, he goes for the first blood, and that's going to be exactly what New York needs to stay right in this game. They got a player. He's trying to push Zig. Prufio gets the kill on the tap. That's bombed down inside of Zig. One player going to rotate back. Saucy's going to pick up that bomb. Look at this pinch that's starting to develop. They're kind of encasing on them like a cobra. And now, Saucy, he finds the kill onto Prufio. That's going to be an absolutely huge win, but they've still got Alex M in the back. Bentley's up top, Laundry. He's behind a player that's pushed up. Alex M, he finds the kill. Bentley finds one of his own. He knows where the last player is. Tans, he's in this back Laundry. It's a 1v1. Bentley for the win!
Oh, man. And just like that, Cleveland Misfires close out the series against the New York Subpar in our gold mixed chumps 3-2 in a close fashion.